Alright, hello everybody. I'm back in my room, not outside taping anymore, which is a welcome change as it was pretty chilly, although it is starting to get a little bit warmer, hence I shed my winter coat and I'm now sporting a little foofy, fluffy thing as opposed to my usual flowing locks. It does feel weird, my head seems taller than it should be, and it also feels much lighter than it should be, as well as colder. But I think it's going to be much easier to manage. So, plus, I've received compliments on it, which is understandable because it's the first time I've actually gone and got a professional haircut in like 3 years. So, the fact that it maybe looks a little bit less raggedy is to be expected. Anyways, enough about my hygiene grooming tendencies, and on to this week's topic, which is, I'm going to call it my NPR Origin Story, as it were. I think it's a great idea, Samantha. So let's talk about it. I was struggling to figure out a topic for this video, so it was kind of nice for you to chip in that. And I do have a topic for you and me to do next time at the end of this video, so just bear with me as I talk about sort of some NPR stuff. So I know you talked about discovering it around 5th grade, and not to be like an NPR hipster or anything, but I've been listening to NPR since basically I was born. My parents were always playing it in the house early in the mornings. The weekend edition was playing pretty much every day when I woke up, on the weekends. And then usually during drives around town, there would pretty much always be NPR playing, which was usually, evening, so I would listen to, all the Marketplace and The World and all that kind of good stuff. So I've heard those theme songs about 1 billion times, and I think they're permanently ingrained in my mind. And you also talked about me having favorite This American Life episodes. Yes, I would go so far as almost to say pretty much all of my best friends, or any my good friends, or pretty much anyone I want to get along with, I try to introduce them to a few This American Life episodes, and those ones are the Fiasco episode, specifically the first story in there, which is the Peter Pan play with the crazy everything goes wrong play production. God, it was just so fantastic. If you haven't listened to that, I would go find it. I'm sure you could find it somewhere. It's probably on YouTube somewhere, or you can purchase it from, I think the NPR archive somewhere has it, or I don't know, there's a billion different places to get it. Regardless, you should go and listen to it because it is the most hilarious thing I've ever heard. And also, I think it's the only time, well, I mean, not the only time, but it's one of the few times Hourglass is actually just broken down laughing during an interview, and I think that is an impressive feat and worthy of listening to. And it's just great. The other one would be The Squirrel Cop. That's not an episode, but that story is just so great. And also there's the the Poultry Slams. All of those are a really good time. I think they've done a few of them now. They do them around Thanksgiving usually. I think a few times they do reruns of them, but I know in the past they've done a few different ones. Those are all really good. I'm sure I could think of a bunch of different episodes that I just really, really like because This American Life is so fantastic. It's great. So I really enjoy it. And the other one of my favorite shows would be Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, which sadly Carl Castle is retiring from in the spring. So pretty soon. That's a really tragic time. I'm not sure how the show will go on, to be honest with you, but Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me was one of my formative influences. Car Talk I have mixed feelings about, but I do enjoy listening to it on occasion, especially if it's on. I won't listen to podcasts of it, but I will definitely listen to it. Speaking of podcasts, top NPR podcast, definitely the Pop Culture Happy Hour podcast. It is so great, so inspirational even. Glenn Weldon and I like to think, are somewhat spiritually connected in many ways. I think he's mastered the curmudgeonliness a little bit more than I have, but I have no fears about catching up to him eventually. Just to age a little bit. And of course, all the rest of them are great too. Linda, Trey, Steven. All good, except for I can't get behind Steven on the sports. Anyways, that's basically how I got into it. It was just sort of a required thing for me to at least tolerate, and eventually I grew to love it to death. So for next week's topic, I'm thinking we pick something around the internet, maybe something new, something we've not been following for that long, that we're really starting to get behind. That doesn't have to be anything that's been going for a long time necessarily, or that's like super, super perfect. I think we both know a lot of things that we really like already. But I know I'm constantly discovering new stuff around the internet, and I think it'd be neat to share something, like something we found within the last like 2-3 weeks. So yeah, just pick something out, talk about it for a bit, and then give me another thing to talk about next week, or next time rather. They're supposed to be like bi-weekly, semi-weekly. I can never remember it. Anyways, that was my NPR Origin Story, and it was good talking to you all, and I will see you next time, which will hopefully be sooner than it took to get this video out. I've been slacking. It's been busy. But I'll try.